Liverpool are Premier League champions. We've known they were going to win the league for a good few months now, one might say, but they finally officially did it against Tottenham Hotspur at Anfield. We're going to be talking about how Liverpool blew away the rest of the Premier League. Jim, you could say that this started last season, really, under Jurgen Klopp and the rebuild and the handover to Arne Slot. I mean, it's fair to say Manchester United failed to do that when Ferguson left all those years ago. Arsenal and Wenger, slightly different situation.
Not quite the same,
but it was still a bit fuddled and so on. But this Premier League title, when the origins of it are in last season under Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, it's been really smooth, isn't it? It's funny when you look back at successful transitions, and they're really, really rare in football, apart from at Liverpool, who have done it so many times throughout their history. And that, I think, has informed possibly how they manage this so well. Obviously, there was a long time for fans to get used to it. Jurgen Klopp said his very emotional goodbye, and all of that was handled very well. And I think, essentially, because it feels like Klopp was beginning a rebuild before deciding that actually he didn't have the energy for it, whatever his reasons were, and that actually that rebuild was being affected very, very, very well. So that's the blueprints of this team were in place anyway. And Slot has done a really smart thing of coming in and going, you know what? This is all pretty good. There's no point in me changing this just to stamp my authority on it. There is no point in me ripping it up just for egotistical reasons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to augment this. I'm going to make things slightly different, and we're going to see how we go. It feels this season a little bit like, not that Slot would have had a free hit, but that he wasn't under any pressure at all.
Well, they were going for Champions League spots, really.
Yeah, essentially. He even said that.
Slot said that, yes.
Yeah, that they'd have been happy with top four. Yeah. So I think actually riding the crest of the wave of the success they had early is a really, really impressive indicator of Slot's mentality. I think his mentality has been the most impressive thing about Liverpool this season for me, because they've never looked under pressure. They've never at any point wobbled when it's actually mattered. He's like this zen adult jelly baby that's come in and just made everything really calm and make it look easy, to the point where it has been easy for them. They've won the league easily. Now, you know, it's testament to them in a weird way that for the first time in ages, Man City haven't won the league, and they've won it so convincingly. It's actually been a bit boring for everyone else. Like, we've been crying out for that change. But yeah, I just feel the way that he's adapted the squad has been impressive as well.
Little tinkers here and there. I mean, Gravenberch going back.
That's the headline grabber, isn't it?
What a masterstroke that is from Slot.
And that midfield has clicked so perfectly. There's so much to like about the combination of Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai. And obviously with Jones coming in there as well and just augmenting that really, really well. I have been very, very impressed by just how nothing has fazed them at all. Yeah.
And you're right to talk about Slot's mentality, because first season in the Premier League, that's tough for anybody. First season at Liverpool as well. What an act you've got to follow.
Yeah.
But he was very clear, I'm not Jurgen Klopp. And that served them well. Very different types of character. But he's kind of done it his way, but standing on the shoulders of Jurgen Klopp. Yeah. You see what I mean? You know, what was it? 344 days in between Jurgen Klopp chanting Slot's name to pave the way, and then Slot returning the favour at Anfield on the pitch.
I mean, in a year.
It's stunning stuff, really.
And they've been they've been first since the 2nd of November. They've won 22 points from losing positions, which is the most in the league.
Shows you the mentality.
Exactly, the mentality has just been spot on.
Absolutely right. One player in particular has stood out, it's fair to say.
Yes.
Mohamed Salah.
I think
what a season.
It's his best season, surely. He's playing the best football of his career. He's one of the best players the Premier League's ever seen. And he has just been... I think he's what's made it easy. They're a great team, and he's an elite player. And it's just, no one's had an answer to him. And obviously there's been a little bit of a drop-off towards the end of the season, but it's to the point where it's absolutely fair enough. I think it's 28 goals and 14 assists in the league this season, which are just absolutely phenomenal numbers.
In a season where there was a contract saga, which has only recently been sorted out. Obviously, you got the situation with Van Dijk. That was sorted out as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold, we suspect he's going to go. But three big players. And again, Slot has managed that superbly.
And it shows you the people higher up at the club as well know how to not let that affect.
But credit to Salah as well, because that could have. He could have been distracted by that.
Yeah,
couldn't
he spoke publicly about it as well, didn't he? Which is quite a risky thing. You risk kind of creating headlines, and that did happen for a little while. But yeah, just smooth it over. Don't worry about it.
None of it derailed it at all in the Premier League. I mean, Salah's this season, we knew he was class. Do you know what I mean? We knew he was absolute quality. But I think this season he is, as you say, I mean, he was already a Premier League great. He is a Premier League great with 2 gold stars rather than just one. Do you know what I mean? Like he's up there with, this is Thierry Henry levels kind of thing. And again, I wasn't like hugely surprised in one sense, but in another sense, as I say, with the contract, with the age he is, he's not a spring chicken anymore, although he looks fantastic and all the rest of it. I didn't think it would be like this good.
No, I didn't.
If you see what I mean, I think it would be very good.
It feels like a player peaking, doesn't it?
Indeed. And again, go back to Jurgen Klopp, the rest of the team, that they've had that player in there. That maybe he doesn't track back like he might have done, but that's not what the job is.
No.
And that's not to say he's been lazy or anything. That is to say, right, no, the way we play, we have adjusted everything so we get the best of everyone, in particular Salah, who has produced moment after moment, time after time.
He's one of those players where, like, non-football fans can watch a game and go, oh, this guy's different somehow from the rest of them.
Yeah.
Just it's like it's easy for them. Yeah. You know, they're just gliding through air. Everything they try comes off because it's just muscle memory at that point, and it's just absolutely. It looks like the most fun in the world to play football in that style. Yeah. It's absolutely incredible. Another thing I think has been really impressive, actually, about the way Slot has set the team up, is how unpredictable the rest of that forward line has been. You know what you're going to get from Salah. You can't stop him doing it, really. His movement is unpredictable, so the very nature of that means, you know, you sort of know what you're going to get, but not exactly how he's going to hurt you. But he's mixed up that centre-forward position quite a bit as well. Luis Diaz has played there sometimes, and I think he's a really interesting option there because what I like about Diaz when he's playing in that forward position is because obviously he spent a lot of time out wide. He does what Luis Suarez used to do. Obviously not quite to the same devastating effect, but it can be a horrendous thing to play against, where he will try and run through you and run right at you. And as a defender, that gives you like such a difficult problem to deal with. But then for a few games, even Cody Gakpo played there. Obviously Nunes has been there, Jota has been there. They rotate within games so much as well that you don't know what you're getting from that forward line. And that has just made them absolutely head-spinning for so many different teams.
Yeah, I think one of the other things that Liverpool have been so good at this season is when they've needed to, is just pull it out the bag.
Yeah.
And that shows the individual quality they have, whether it is a long-range effort from McAllister or it's a piece of magic from Salah. But any time in the season where there was just a flicker of doubt or hope for a title race for the other teams or anything, they just killed it dead.
Yeah.
You think about the game Liverpool played away at Bournemouth, when Bournemouth were really on song, and Bournemouth were, you know, turning heads, and they were high octane stuff, and everyone thought, oh, tough place to go, what's going to happen? And Bournemouth said they had a few chances and whatnot, and then what happens? Liverpool win it.
Yeah.
Fairly comfortable. Salah produces a moment of magic as well, just curls one in to the corner, and it's just like, they are bulletproof in the Premier League.
I mean, their defence deserves a lot of credit there as well.
Indeed.
The pair of mountains in Van Dijk and Konate have just been absolutely incredible.
And in Alisson, you've got one of, if not the best goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah.
And when Keller has had to come in, he's by and large done a very, very good job as well. Just a bit of strength and depth there, more than I think some people realised at the start of the season. But there was a weekend when Arsenal lost at home to West Ham and Liverpool were away to Brentford. We remember that weekend. And I think a lot of people thought that was the weekend where Liverpool really sort of won the Premier League, if you like. And again, late goals, there was a little bit of jeopardy in the game. They got it done. They won when they weren't playing particularly well.
And it was Darwin Núñez who's had a difficult season there.
Absolutely. But he chipped in, you know, made his contribution there. And I think that was the thing with Liverpool. It was always title-winning behaviour, if you see what I mean. Title-winning results, title-winning goals and moments. The season was littered full of them.
Again, I think that comes back to Slot. He's got them believing that. He's made it frictionless and completely stress-free.
Yeah. And next season, with the contract that they've got Mo Salah to sign and Virgil van Dijk, I say got, maybe not the best word, but you know what I mean, that they all agreed on, they're going to be there next season, which is bad news for the rest of the league. Also,
I think quite often it's very difficult to retain the Premier League, isn't it? We've seen it time and time again. But I actually think the experience they had in the Champions League, going out much earlier than they would have anticipated, will mean they've got something to prove, and that'll mean there's a bit between their teeth still. And I think, it'd be very interesting to see how the squad takes shape when Slot has a bit more of a say in it, and what he wants that's different, because there are areas to improve. Obviously Darwin Núñez can be upgraded for sure. We don't know who else may leave or what augmentation they want to do.
Chat about full-back position as well.
Possibly a left-back.
Yeah.
Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold, if he does go to Real Madrid, which is looking likely, will need to be replaced. But Conor Bradley's in there, so it's probably someone to come in and compete with him rather than directly replace him. It's exciting times. Yeah. Mamardashvili coming in as well. So Kelleher might move on, but that strength and depth in the goalkeeping position will be there as well.
Next season, we expect Liverpool to be challenging on all fronts again. Please like and subscribe. We would love it if you did for more of this Football Ramble goodness.